If you think you know how today's MLB slate is going to play out, think again. September 10th is packed with games that look obvious on paper, but the numbers and market signals are quietly screaming something else. The so-called safe favorites might be walking into traps, underdogs could be sitting on explosive value, and a few pitchers you trust may be the ones who burn you the hardest tonight. This isn't about guessing who wins, it's about spotting the edges that everyone else is ignoring. If you're betting these games without digging into the traps and hidden angles, you could be setting yourself up for a brutal night. A high-stakes interleague showdown locks in as the division-leading Brewers visit the playoff-hunting Rangers. Game 1 sets the tone. The Brewers counter with ace Freddie Peralta, 16.5, 2.50 ERA, 176 Ks, a high-velocity righty dominating with swing-and-miss stuff and elite command. Texas sends Merrill Kelly, 11.7, 3.16 ERA, 156 kiloseconds, veteran reliability mounted on generosity for contactors. Bulletproof ERA at home gives Peralta an early narrative, but Globe Life's spacious outfield could temper long ball play. Bullpen battle. Milwaukee's pen remains a locked fortress. Abner Uribe, 1.84 ERA, leads a core that punches out hitters and muscles tight lead preservation. Kevin Gausman is still sharp on mislocating overlays. The Rangers' bullpen includes Hobie Milner and other hot arms, but their overall ERA, 3.46 starters, 3.72 relievers, leaves small cracks. If Kelly exits early, watch the Rangers' pen for live market erosion. Offense and analytics. The Rangers rely on lefty power. Wyatt Langford and Josh Jung lift baseballs with above-average hard hit rates. Their situational hitting with RISP, though improving, still lags. The Brewers feast on contact. With strong OBP and solid middle squad power, they rank near the top in WRC plus against right-handed pitching. In this interleague matchup, expect Milwaukee to flex production early if Kelly's command slips. Current betting landscape. Books favor Milwaukee, generally minus 175 megaliters, Rangers around plus 145, with the total sitting near 8.5 runs. Sharp money appears across the over-under markets and prop lines, especially focusing on Peralta's strikeout ceiling and Kelly's potential for mid-game exit. Road run line value often hides here. Keep an eye on early line shifts. Top prop plays. Peralta over 8.5 kiloseconds. The high-octane K profile meets contact-heavy Rangers, excellent ROI. Kelly under 5.5 kiloseconds. Fade his strikeout projection, especially if he's pitching to contact. Langford 2+ total bases. Elite barreler versus a whiffing strikeout pitcher. Christian Yelich anytime HR, plus money yet timely bat when the break shows. Brewers team total over 5.5, value unit if Kelly allows early damage or exits early. Totals angle, lean over 8.5 if Peralta falters early or Rangers load the bases versus Kelly. Lean under 8.5 if both starters groove through 5 without traffic. Best bets, lean. Peralta over 8.5 kiloseconds, high confidence and value. Win bet. Milwaukee ML. Everything tilts their way in rotation and pen. Team total play. Brewers TT over 5.5. Brewers excel in short bursts. SGP, parlay builds. Core SGP. Brewers ML plus Peralta over Ks plus Yelich HR. Balanced strategy. Brewers TT over plus Langford TB over plus Kelly under Ks. High risk big payoff. Brewers minus 1.5 plus Peralta 10 plus Ks plus over 9 total. Aggressive lean for explosive outcome. Game flow vision. Inning 1. Peralta mows down the side, ringing a double to Langford's bat. Milwaukee strikes first via contact singles and sack. Middle innings. Kelly battles. Forces soft contact, but loses his second run via walk and Yelich sac fly. Peralta sits at 5 innings with double-digit Ks, stands on bullpen back end. Late frames. Wisconsin pen locks tight. Rangers' own pen cracks. Final frame. Brewers tack insurance. Props and SGPs cash accordingly. The Athletics aim to rebound in Game 2 after being shut out 7-0 in Game 1 by a relentless Red Sox, whose ace Garrett Crochet dominated with 10 kiloseconds over 7 scoreless innings. Now, Oakland turns to Mason Barnett, 1-1, 9.00 era, a raw arm with little margin for error, while Boston's starter is still TBD, prompting major market anticipation before lock time. Turn 0 News 19, Turn 0 News 20, Turn 0 News 21, Turn 0 News 22. Preview context. Game 1 became a masterclass. Crochet carved through hitters, while Boston lit up Oakland with long ball offense. Story homered, Narvaez and Duran added runs, and relievers sealed the shutout. Turn 0 News 19, Turn 0 News 20. The A's remain a rebuilding squad in Sacramento. Unpredictable but occasionally dangerous, especially when bettors underweight their bounce-back potential. Turn 0 News 21. Pitching and bullpen dynamics. Oakland's Barnett enters under pressure. His inflated era and MLB inexperience make him a high-leverage fade. Against him, a rested and possibly upgraded Red Sox starter with clean bullpen depth, including almost any reliever they tap, will tilt the leverage heavily to Boston. Boston's bullpen, anchored by the electric Aroldis Chapman, brings elite late-game reliability, power, and command, a big weapon if their starter delivers even a mediocre 5+ innings. The A's relief core is spotty. They rely on matchups and lack depth, meaning late frames could turn explosive for Boston. Offense and advanced splits. Oakland, leaning on youth, Tyler Soderstrom, Shea Langeliers, and contact hustlers like Jacob Wilson. High strikeout tendencies and weak on-base metrics make them vulnerable, even at home. Boston, balanced and disciplined. Trevor Story, power and position, Jarren Duran, walks and speed, Alex Bregman, clutch situational hitting, lead the charge. Their ability to manufacture runs and plate discipline gives them a built-in edge, especially against inexperienced arms. Betting market outlook. Early lines may open Red Sox ML around -125 to -130, Athletics +110 to +115. The total likely starts near 10 runs, with the over favored off Game 1 fireworks and Barnett's starter risk. Sharp money leans on side and props around Red Sox offense and RBIs due to the pricing mismatch. Key player prop angles. Barnett under 4.5 kiloseconds, fade risk on an inexperienced, inefficient arm. Red Sox starter over 6.5 kiloseconds, if a strong arm is unveiled, this is high upside. Trevor Story over 1.5 total bases, hot bat and smooth ball-to-ball contact. Jarren Duran over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBI, high OBP and spark plug value. Story anytime HR, concrete pop with plus value pricing. Totals lean over 10, riding on the combination of Coors-like batted ball difficulty and offensive variance. The A's offense can't be shut down entirely at home, and Boston has lineup depth to jam scores if traffic appears early. Best bets. Lean Red Sox ML, send the power to bounce back strong. Prop play. Story total bases over 1.5, consistent multi-base drive builder. Team total. *** Red Sox TT over 5.5, explosive offense, minor innings, high ceiling. SGP, parlay constructs. Conservative stack. Red Sox ML plus Red Sox TT over plus Story TB over. Balanced build. Red Sox starter over Ks plus Duran hits plus runs plus RBI plus over 10 total. High up parlay. Red Sox -1.5 plus Story hour plus A's under 4.5 kiloseconds, big payout for big bounce. Game flow vision. Opening frame. Story smacks a double, Duran works a walk and steals to lead off proceedings. If Boston's starter is live, offense piles early. Barnett wriggles but loses command in the third, Red Sox add crooked runs via Story sac fly and Bregman knock. By the 5th, Boston rolls, bullpen locks it down, and props tied to Story, Duran, and over total ignite. A's fight fades as Boston's offense goes from zone control to top gear. The night at Oracle Park promises old-school pitcher versus power matchups with playoff implications sprinkled in. The probable starters set the tone. Arizona will hand the ball to Zach Gallen, a veteran with swing and miss stuff but an error this season that's trended higher than expected. San Francisco counters with Robbie Ray, the lefty with elite strikeout profile who can dominate when his command is sharp. Those two names are the simplest summary. Power stuff from both sides, mismatch volatility and the type of duel that separates sharp bettors from the hobbyists. Pitching and bullpen. The market hinge. Gallen is a strikeout-capable starter whose success lives in limiting hard contact and staying under the pitch count ceiling. When he misses, long balls follow. Ray, on the other hand, lives on CSW and strikeouts. He'll get UK prop lines that look juicy and often cash. The bullpen dynamics favor the Giants slightly here. San Francisco's relief corps has been steadier in high-leverage spots and their late arms typically strand runners at an above-average clip. Arizona's pen still has swing frames that can open games up if the starter exits early. Use the bullpen split as your invisible leverage. Whenever Gallen or Ray fail to reach the 6th, the lines tilt fast and live value appears on both team totals and team run props. Offense and matchup analytics, where the money actually gets made. Arizona's lineup packs big power upside, think Corbin Carroll's legs plus middle order pop, and a younger core that swings with an aggressive launch angle profile. They can go nuclear in bursts. The Giants, however, bring balanced OBP and situational firepower, hitters who extend at bats and punish mistakes, especially versus lefty mistakes. At Oracle Park, Park factors slightly favor contact to gap extra base production rather than pure Coors-style bombs, so extra base hits and total base props are a good place to hide. Look at matchup splits. If Ray misses glove side the first 2 innings, expect Arizona to press. That's your early live over cue. Sharp prop targets and where to size. Robbie Ray over 7.5 kiloseconds. Prime if you can find this line under 8.5 because he racks whiffs early. Small to medium stake. Zach Gallen under 5.5 IP under 5.5 kiloseconds. Play depending on how books price his control and given his run trends this year, contrarian small stake if the line is generous. Willie Adames, Luis Matos over 1.5 total bases. Giants mid-order bats who barrel pitches when the opposing starter misses location. Corbin Carroll anytime HR. Long shot slider but big payoff if Gallen vapors something up. Team totals. Giants TT over 4.5 if Gallen exits by the 4th. D-backs TT over 4.5 if Ray has an early count problem. These are hedges to pair with starters, K plays. Always ladder sizing. Larger on singles, tiny on multi-leg parlays. Market angles and best single bets. Early market consensus, sharp plus public balance nudges Giants ML at home if Ray is locked and the Giants pen is healthy. If Ray's last start showed command issues, flip to D-backs ML at plus money. This matchup really swings with the first 2 innings. Totals are delicate. The opening line often sits near 8-8.5. Lean under if both starters show first 3-inning control, lean over if either starter hits trouble or the bullpen picture is murky. A sharp favorite single. Robbie Ray over K's 7.5 as a standalone, and the book-aware parlay. Giants ML plus Ray over K's plus Adames TB over as a correlated SGP. SGP, parlay construction, correlation aware. Conservative SGP. Giants ML plus Adames 1 plus TB plus under 9 total. Pairs home bullpen control with 1 Giants run producer. Balanced. Builder. Ray over 7.5 kiloseconds plus Giants TT over 4.5 plus Carroll anytime hour. Tiny mixes strikeout driven scripts with run upside. High variance parlay. D-backs ML plus Carroll hour plus over 9.5 total. Best if you think Gallen collapses early and both pens get exposed. Size small. Hedge with a TB prop. Game flow visualization. Play this out in your head for voiceover. Ray starts hot, punching out 2 in the first, and Giants answer with a contrarian small ball squeeze and Amato's double. Scoreboard 1-0. By the fourth, the count gets sloppy for Ray. He leaves after 5 but with 8 kiloseconds on the board. Gallen, meanwhile, misses a cutter in the third and the Giants rip a 2-run inning. Enter the pen. San Francisco's relievers strangle base paths and strand traffic. Arizona's pen gives up a crooked inning, and the Giants walk away with a 5-3 edge. Alternate script. Gallen dominates. Carroll tears one to the seats. D-backs outslug at the end and cash the upset. That's why you size, hedge, and use TB props in SGPs. Sizing notes and hedges. Keep single prop stakes moderate and parlays conservative. If you're building an SGP, keep at most one high variance leg HR and anchor with a high conviction starter K or ML. Ladder TB props across books for better pricing and cash partial outs if one leg wins. If you play the run line, favor Giants minus 1.5 only if Ray looks sharp in pen sessions and weather lineup confirms, otherwise stick to ML plus TB props. Recap of best bets short list. 1. Robbie Ray over 7.5 kiloseconds, primary prop medium stake. 2. Giants ML. Small, moderate, conditional on Ray's last start command and lineup confirmations. 3. Adames Motto's TB over 1.5, hedged multi-book plays to ladder into SGPs. Tonight, the LA Angels invade Minnesota, where a midseason resurgence meets a playoff-chasing squad locked into its moment. This game isn't just a matchup, it's a test of pitching discipline, pen efficiency, and the kind of mid-game offense that separates sharp bettors from the herd. Pitching matchup and bullpen dynamics. For the Angels, the ball goes to Patrick Sandoval, 6'11", 4.72 era, a southpaw with potential swing and miss stuff but prone to elevation mistakes. Sandoval thrives when he hits the edges but can splash into trouble in tight, low-plane parks. Minnesota counters with Pablo Lopez, 12-7, 3.65 era, a critical edge. Lopez brings whiffs via broken stuff and maintains elite spin, especially on his fastball. When he's sharp, he dominates the zone, miss, and line drive heaven opens. Bullpen leverage. The Angels' relief corps has improved, but still shows control issues under duress, giving runs in late frames more often than they'd like. The Twins' bullpen, anchored by hard-throwing late arms, remains one of the best in tight abs, with solid inherited run suppression. If Lopez exits early, watch the market lean hard Minnesota, especially on team total overs and run line shifts. Offensive matchups and analytics. Angels' offense is supernova dependent. Mike Trout and Taylor Ward supply most of the pop. After that, contributors are sporadic. Depth WRC plus sits in the bottom quartile. They struggle with sustained execution unless those two swing bright. Twins' offense fires on a collective engine. Sox level balance with Carlos Correa, Randy Arozarena, and Byron Buxton offering launch, speed, and plate agility. Minnesota's team WRC plus versus lefties at home ranks TOP10, and their ability to manufacture crooked innings remains elite. Market dynamics and totals lean. Books will open Twins ML around minus 160, Angels plus 140, with a total near 9.5 runs. Public money should skew Twins heavy, especially given home advantage. Sharp money, however, watches props and team totals, particularly Twins team totals and Lopez K props. Lean under 9 if Sandoval throws 5 clean and the pen holds. Flip to over 9 if he cracks early or Minnesota's offense gets loose in the middle innings. Player prop angles. Lopez over 6.5 kiloseconds. His elite spin and whiff capability against a contact-heavy Angels squad makes this value. Sandoval under 5.5 kiloseconds, fadeable if line overpriced on presumed Sox risk. Trout anytime HR, power meets matchup if Lopez misses glove side. Correa over 1.5 total bases, consistent extra base hitter at the top of the order. Twins team total over 5.5, high leverage offense with plate control, especially if Sandoval is off. Best bets strategy. 1. Lean. Twins ML, high confidence in rotation and pen tilt. 2. Prop value. Lopez over K's 6.5, excellent ROI with upside. 3. Team total title. Twins TT over 5.5, strong correlated value under ML lean. SGP, parlay structures. Balanced SGP. Twins ML plus Lopez over K's plus Correa TB over. Value stack. Twins TT over plus Trout hour tiny plus under 10 total, counter the pitching control pivot. Explosive parlay. Twins minus 1.5 plus Correa hour plus over 10 total, big juice if scoring erupts late. Game flow projection. Inning 1. Lopez fans 2. Correa steps in with line drive double for first run. Trout responds with 400-foot blast to dead center, tie. Mid-game. Lopez settles into 5 strong. Twins tack on runs via aggressive base running and gap hits. Sandoval exits after 5 with leaky 4 era rising. Miller and press pitch for Minnesota, suffocating traffic. Late innings. Twins add crooked runs, final 6-2. Props tied to Lopez and Correa cash hard. Run stack and under becomes red. This matchup hits like September tension. The Baltimore Orioles, riding a 3-game win streak, face a Pirates team riding momentum off a 3-game sweep of the Dodgers. The probable starters set the script. Kyle Bradish 0-1, 3.60 ERA, returns for his 3rd start. His high strikeout rate 13.5 K, 9, and 1.00 whip hint at upside, but it's early season rust for low-volume arms. Opposing him is Mike Burrows, 2-4, 4.08 ERA, for Pittsburgh, making a rare spot start after strong relief outings, debuting versus Baltimore this season. His 9.0 K, 9 gives him wiggle, though his whip suggests traffic. Bullpen battle. Baltimore's bullpen still rates among MLB's best in leverage innings, anchored by reliable closer and strikeout-rich setup arms with above-average inherited run prevention. The Pirates' bullpen, while serviceable, tends to leak runs in tight spots. That tilt means if Bradish is knocked out by the 5th, Baltimore's bullpen depth puts them in line as the sharp side. Offensive and analytics snapshot. Orioles. Lean on Gunnar Henderson for power contact balance, backed by Ryan O'Hearn and emerging OBP threats. Their overall WRC plus splits versus righties are improving, making them hard to outslate for long. Pirates. Powered by Brian Reynolds and the electric pulse schemes, they generate offense in bursts, but overall team OBP and contact average rank among MLB's worst. When they catch opponent starting pitchers off guard, small rallies spark, but sustainability is an issue. Market context. Baltimore opens as minus 155 megaliters favorites, with Pirates at plus 130. The run total is set in the 8.0 range, reflecting pitcher-led expectations. Smart money usually flows toward Bradish team props and any carrying momentum plays in early innings. Player prop angles. Bradish over 6.5 kiloseconds, high upside guy, line might be soft giving low sample volume. Burrows under 5.5 kiloseconds, fade the K tracking as a contact leaning arm. Henderson over 1.5 total bases, reliable medium power profile versus a soft bullpen. Reynolds anytime HR, boom or bust slugger, value in elevated matchups. Pirates team total over 3.5, if Bradish gets in trouble early, Pittsburgh's contact could find traction. Totals lean. Lean over 8.5 if traffic builds early or bullpen usage heats up, lean under if Bradish rolls deep and Burrows limits leaks. Best bets. 1. Bradish over 6.5 kiloseconds, top pick with solid risk-reward. 2. Orioles mod bullpen and lineup depth give upside. 3. Henderson TB over 1.5, on-trend player value in contact area. SGP, parlay builds. Safe SGP, Orioles plus Bradish Ks over plus Henderson TB over. Balanced slate. Pirates TT over plus Reynolds hour, tiny plus under 9 total, contrarian lean. High variance stack. Orioles minus 1.5 plus Henderson hour plus over 9 total, big juice if control collapses. 1. Bradish attacks from the zone, 2 whiffs early. Henderson drops a double to right and comes home on a sac fly, O's lead. Burrows labors to 1 out before Reynolds loops a long single, tie. Mid-game, Bradish's cutter runs away from Pirates lineup, stranding runners. Burrows leaves after 5, pulled following traffic. Orioles pen enters and shuts spikes, Henderson reaches again. Pirates answer via Reynolds' solo shot, but Orioles bullpen paces a 4-2 cover. Props tied to Ks and TB cash tight. This corner of the National League unfolds as a late-season tug-of-war between playoff hopefuls and teams fighting for respect. In Game 6, Miami's Yuri Perez, 5-5, 3.46 ERA, 102 Ks takes the mound. A young lefty whose electric stuff and elite K-to-walk ratio spark high-leverage traction. Across the line, Josiah Gray, 11-9, 3.95 ERA, 168 Ks, toes the rubber for Washington. A polished righty with swing and miss momentum but a whip north of 1.25 that flags embedded traffic risk. These two are the definition of pitcher's dual potential, strikeout ceiling versus control ceiling. Bullpen edge. Miami rolls with a sturdy pen. Arms like Cabrera and Okert outperform, especially in inherited run prevention (SEPT-10) in MLB. Washington's bullpen, while sometimes effective, plays overall weaker, especially their middle relief, which recently leaked earned runs in compressed innings. If Gray exits early, we're watching a sharp Vikings difference. If Perez struggles, park-sized bounce could wedge the market. Team offense and advanced metrics. Marlins. Life rides on Jazz Chisholm Jr. 33 HR, .950 ops with power loader support from Bryce Brown and John Beardy who bring OBP plus speed. Miami's offense spikes with Chisholm. When he homers, they often win. Nationals. Speed and pop via C.J. Abrams and Lane Thomas, but overall team WRC plus is below league average. Deep batting average and contact help at home though, especially if Gray sets up grooved contact frames. Market outlook. Early lines open Nationals minus 130 megaliters, Marlins plus 110, total near 8.5 runs. Public money often chases ML quietly, but sharp money zeros in on-prop spreads, especially Gray K lines and Chisholm TB HR props due to disparity in star power versus rotation matchups. Player prop angles. Yuri Perez over 6.5 kiloseconds, strikeout upside versus contact-heavy Nationals lineup. Josiah Gray under 5.5 kiloseconds, fade risky run with whip and possible traffic. Chisholm anytime hour plus 250 to plus 300, high variance, explosive payoff bat. Abrams over 1.5 total bases, speed and gap contact make multi-base upside plausible. Miami team total over 3.5, high output offense with power potential in limited innings. Totals lean. Lean under 8.5 if both starters execute early and bulldoze the strike zone. Lean over 8.59 if pacing is broken via early runs or bullpen volatility. Best value plays. 1. Prop. Chisholm HR. Top standalone play with electric upside. 2. Lean. Marlins TT over 3.5. Track sudden outbursts boosted by power. 3. ML. Nationals ML, small, safe parlay anchor if you trust home pitching control. SGP, parlay setups. Balanced SGP. Marlins ML plus Perez over Ks plus Chisholm Hour, small. Value stack. Marlins TT over plus Abrams TB over plus Gray under Ks. Risk, reward parlay. Marlins ML plus Chisholm Hour plus over 9 total, explosive outcome for moderate commitment. Early frames. Perez strikes out 2, Chisholm muscled shot for a solo score. Gray struggles with sequence control, issues walk and Marlins add via Berti sac fly. Mid-game. Nationals rally via aggressive base running from Abrams. Perez leaves after strong 5 innings and 6 kiloseconds. Miami bullpen steps in with efficient frames. Offense adds insurance via Chisholm double. Nationals pen buckles. 2-out rally turns crooked. Marlins walk away with 5-2. Props tied to Chisholm and K lines cash big. This pivotal night brings the Midwest scramble to a boil. The Cleveland Guardians host the Kansas City Royals in a battle where every pitch and predictive edge counts. The confirmed starters lay the framework. Slade Cecconi, 5-6, 4.78 ERA, approximately 110 kiloseconds, gets the nod for Cleveland. A contact-inducing lefty who thrives when located and aggressive early, but the elevated ERA and K per inning count signal traffic risk, and Ryan O'Hearn plants deep lineups with timing. On the mound for KC stands Ryan Yarbrough, 3-1, 2.73 ERA in 2025. Albeit small sample, a tricky southpaw with above-average first-pitch strike rate and extension on his changeup. Early betting narrative. Can Yarbrough's profile suppress Cleveland's patient lineup, or will Guardians' juice run value through disciplined at-bats and power teeth? Bullpen dynamics. Cleveland's pen remains one of the more reliable bridges in the AL, with high-leverage strikeout arms and elite inherited runner prevention. Kansas City's bullpen, especially late, is still improving. They've posted a 4.80 reliever ERA with high variance, making them exploitable if pushed early. This tilt strongly favors the Guardians in close games. If Yarbrough exits early, the KC bullpen could leak advantage, as they've struggled to strand runners over 45% of the time. Offensive breakdown and analytics. The Guardians lean on a balanced attack anchored by Jose Ramirez, .280, 32 HR, .920 OPS, Stephen Kwan, high contact OBP at top of the order, and situational machines like Brandon Nimmo and Josh Naylor. Their team WRC plus against lefties is TOP-10, and they excel in multi-run production via sustained at-bats. The Royals, meanwhile, lean on upside players like Bobby Witt Jr., 27 HR, 43 SB, and MJ Melendez for power bursts. Their approach thrives on fastball early count aggression but lacks depth when multiple arms land, meaning ceiling is high, floor is low. Betting market peak. Most books have the Guardians as -150 megaliters favorites, Royals plus money in the +130 to +140 range, with totals hovering around 9.0 runs. Public and sharp money tends to split, but early action on over/under props and team totals often reveals more. If Yarbrough is soft in warm-ups, live money will bail Royals ML and push the total higher. Player prop angles. Ramirez over 1.5 total bases. Consistent barrel power makes this a high probability value. Yarbrough under 6.5 kiloseconds. Fade directionally safe given his change-up style versus the K-hunting Guardians. Witt Jr. Anytime HR. High variance but upside, especially if Guardians pen leaks. Kwan over 1.5 hits plus runs. Elite contact bat gives multi-output leverage. Guardians team total over 4.5. High execution and lineup depth in flow favors multi-run parity. Totals lean. Lean under 9 if both starters show command and traffic stays low. Flip to over 9 if either starter tweets up or bullpen funnels runs. This game feels hinge tight. Be ready to ride flow rather than lock total early. Best bets. Primary lean. Guardians ML. rotation and bullpen stability give control. Prop value. Kwon hits plus runs prop, low volatility, high consistency. Team total. Guardians TT over 4.5, bite-sizing medium as second leg in SGP. SGP, parlay constructions. Balanced SGP. Guardians ML plus Ramirez TB over plus Kwon hits plus runs. Value stack. Guardians TT over plus Witt Jr. HR tiny plus under 9 total. If Guardians roll, edge on T and B stays alive. High juice ladder. Guardians minus 1.5 plus Ramirez hour plus over 10 total. Big payoff if Cleveland hits all cylinders and Yarbrough crumbles early. Game flow projection. First frame. Yarbrough pounds low fastballs for Ks, but Kwon lines a leadoff single. Guardians answer with Ramirez double for early run. Mid-game. Witt Jr. clubs a line drive to tie, but bullpen holds tight initially. Third inning. Guardians mount pressure. Naylor RBI grounder. Gallen double reaches gap, rolls home via Ramirez sac fly. Yarbrough leaves after 5 shaky, pulled post 85 pitches. Guardians. Arms lock late and tack insurance. Final. Guardians win 5-2. Props tied to Ramirez and Kwon cash hard. ML holds, and the script aligns, discipline versus volatility nets home control. The fire of the NL East rivalry sparkles tonight as the Philadelphia Phillies invade Citi Field for a key series game. Confirmed pitchers set a duel. Ranger Suarez 12-6, 2.89 ERA, takes the mound for Philly, a crafty lefty known for precise command and using his curve and sinker to frustrate hitters. Across the turf, the Mets counter with Sean Manaea 10-8, approximately 3.70 ERA, a mid-rotation lefty who leans on pattern recognition and a high-spin breaker. Both are season-long studs. Suarez's ERA ranks TOP-10, Manaea's Ks per 9 place him above average, setting up a tactical chess match. Bullpen leverage. Philadelphia's bullpen, powered by flamethrowers like Alvarado and Strong, remains elite in high-leverage strikeouts and inherited runner prevention. The Mets' relief corps, led by Edwin Diaz, is capable late, but their middle relief has shown cracks when starters exit early. If Suarez leaves early, the Mets' pen can crack. If Manaea does, Philly's pen can close the door. That tilt makes team totals, especially for Mets, live if tonight turns conventional. Offensive and analytical angles. Phillies. Power-laced core with Kyle Schwarber, 50-hour threat, Bryce Harper, and table setters that manipulate counts. Their overall WRC plus is in the AL upper quarter, and they've punished blade mistakes against lefties. Mets. Balanced patience and power with Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, and Starling Marte. Their OBP inflicts traffic and their ISO remains top tier. City at dusk suppresses hours slightly, making extra base hits and hits to all bases routes essential axes. Market landscape. Odds open Phillies ML around minus 130, Mets plus 110 to plus 120, with totals near 8.5 runs. Sharp action is strong on prop markets, especially strikeout lines, and team totals. If the pitch count rises early or star hitters ignite, live money will nudge totals upward. Hot player props. Suarez under 6.5 kiloseconds. Fade if he's precision-oriented tonight, limit approached K. Manaea over 6.5 kiloseconds. Strong return if he maintains curve control, value if lines are soft. Alonso over 1.5 total bases. High barrel rate plus fastball volume gives legitimacy. Schwarber anytime hour. Power meets selectivity, big spark candidate. Mets team total over 4.5, payoff if Suarez is removed early or looped. Totals lean. Lean under 9 if both starters cruise, lean over 9 if first 2 innings show pressure or bullpen unsettled. Best pale bets. Lean. Mets TT over 4.5, high upside versus Suarez's pitch to contact profile. Prop. Manaea over K line, high-value strikeout target. ML. Phillies at 130, small, mod, legit but respect variance. SGP, parlay layouts. Balanced SGP. Mets TT over plus Alonso TB over plus under 9 total. Count aggression meets margin. Value stack. Phillies ML plus Schwarber hour plus Manaea K over, power plus punch stack. Laddered multiplexer. Mets ML, small, plus Alonso hour plus over 10 total, exploding reward opportunity. Game flow vision. First pitch. Manaea chases strikes, fans 2, but Owens bookends with hit. In the second, Alonso compresses a pitch into the gap, Mets strike first. Suarez locks the zone, protects perimeter. Mid-game, back and forth runoff. Schwarber deposits one to right, Lindor answers with a double. Tension builds in the sixth. Bullpen leverage swings hold dynamics. Mets pen shows blades. Inherited runner scores, Mets TT cash alerts. Final inning. High missile from Alonso seals, prop tickets punch, and control narrative pays. Two American League clubs with very different trajectories clash in Detroit tonight as the New York Yankees look to keep their postseason push alive against the Detroit Tigers. The confirmed starters bring intrigue. Marcus Stroman, Yankees, 9-6, 3.58 ERA, takes the mound, relying on his sinker-heavy arsenal, ground ball generation, and ability to induce soft contact. Detroit counters with Casey Mize, Tigers, 5-8. 4.44 ERA, the former first overall pick still searching for consistency. Mize has shown flashes with his splitter and slider but remains vulnerable to hard contact when behind in counts. The pitching duel sets up the framework for a high-stakes game where bullpen depth and power bats could swing the outcome. Bullpen dynamics. New York's bullpen has been among the most reliable in baseball. Clay Holmes continues to close with a heavy sinker, while arms like Luke Weaver and Tommy Kahnle provide solid strikeout potential in middle innings. Their pen ranks top 5 in ERA and opponent batting average, giving Aaron Boone confidence if Stroman only goes 5 or 6 innings. Detroit's bullpen, on the other hand, has been middle tier at best. Jason Foley has been their most consistent late-inning arm, but walk rates and inherited runners have haunted the Tigers' relief corps. In games decided by the pen, the Yankees have a significant edge. Offensive matchups and analytics. The Yankees' offense lives and dies by the long ball. Aaron Judge is on another MVP caliber tear, leading MLB in barrel rate and isolated power. Juan Soto has complemented him perfectly, producing elite on-base skills and consistent doubles power. Add Gleyber Torres and Giancarlo Stanton, and New York boasts a top 5 lineup in slugging percentage and home runs per game. Against a pitcher like Mize, who has given up 1.4 hr/9 this season, this is a dangerous matchup. Detroit's lineup relies more on contact and manufacturing runs. Riley Green has been their best hitter, pairing a strong OBP with sneaky pop, while Spencer Torkelson remains a threat despite inconsistency. Comerica Park suppresses home runs, but it plays big for doubles and triples, giving Detroit opportunities if they string together rallies. Still, their overall WRC plus ranks bottom third, making it hard to match the Yankees' firepower. Market and betting angles. Current lines open with Yankees around -160 favorites, Tigers near +140, and a game total of 8.5 runs. Bettors are leaning Yankees ML and Yankees TT over 4.5, banking on Mize's vulnerability to power hitters. The under also has support because Comerica Park limits homers, but with Judge, Soto, and Stanton in the box, any fly ball mistake could ruin an under ticket quickly. Best player props. Aaron Judge anytime hour +250 range, Judge versus Mize's splitter profile is prime launch angle bait. Juan Soto over 1.5 total bases. Soto's OBP and gap power set him up for doubles. Marcus Stroman over 4.5 strikeouts. Detroit whiffs over 24% against right-handers. Riley Green over 1.5 total bases. Green matches up well against Stroman's sinker if he can lift. Tigers team total under 3.5. Strong bullpen tilt against them late. Best bets. Yankees team total over 4.5. Power edge in Comerica could still clear this line. Stroman over K's 4.5. Volume play against a swing and miss lineup. Yankees first 5 mega leaders. Stroman greater than Mize in early innings tilt. SGP, parlay ideas. Yankees ML plus Judge Hour plus Stroman over K's, correlated on pitching dominance and power spark. Yankees TT over 4.5 plus Soto TB over 1.5, betting on Soto, Judge to anchor offense. Alt value play. Tigers plus 1.5 plus under 9, if Mize surprises and Stroman pitches to contact. Expect Stroman to attack aggressively with sinkers inside and sliders off the plate, limiting Detroit's big innings. The Yankees lineup should see quality early swings. Judge and Soto both profile for extra base damage by the middle frames. If New York jumps ahead, Boone can turn to his rested bullpen to slam the door. The Tigers' only path to an upset is if Mize pitches his best game of the season while Green and Torkelson come through with timely extra base hits. Otherwise, the Yankees' power, bullpen strength, and lineup depth make them the clear favorite to handle business on the road. Houston Astros hosting the East leading Toronto Blue Jays under Texas skies. Confirmed starters tilt the narrative. Kevin Gausman, 9.9, 3.65 ERA. High K toes the rubber for Toronto, elite splitter and whiff pitch control, but prone to big damage when location slips. Houston counters with Hunter Brown, 9.8, 4.22 ERA, a righty with high velocity stuff and swing and miss potential, yet inconsistent when pressured. The ring of fire is set. Paint zone, create chaos, and rely on bullpen follow through. Bullpen matchups. Toronto's bullpen remains one of MLB's better secondaries, good inherited run prevention, plus strikeout depth, but closer, exciting, territory lately. Houston's pen is depth-laden and explosive, arms like Verlander, when available, Javier, and Presley form a late-game fortress. Houston carries the bullpen edge, not to be overlooked in high-leverage scoring scenarios. Offense and analytics. Blue Jays. Power truck runs through Vlad Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, and Whit Merrifield, balanced power, plate discipline, and speed. Toronto's WRC plus against righties ranks top 5 this season. They excel in sequences and barrel rate. Astros. Balanced artillery featuring Jose Abreu, Yordan Alvarez, and Alex Bregman. Deep lineup with gap pull power. Houston's WRC plus at home nudges near league best, and they manipulate pitchers' walk rate to generate traffic. Market insight. Early lines have Astros ML near -140, Blue Jays plus 120, and total at 9.0 runs. Sharp early money hints at Astros TT over value and Gausman risk, but live shifts will happen fast if scoring begins early or bullpen info arrives. Prop pick targets. Gausman under 6.5 kiloseconds. Fade if the line is too slender, his splitter can be tamed by elite offense. Brown over 6.5 kiloseconds. Value if he's locked and command front-loaded. Abreu anytime HR. Elevated ceiling versus fastball mistakes, especially at home. Guerrero over 1.5 total bases. Top barrel rate and launch distance. Houston TT over 5.5, solid play if Gausman falters or leaves early. Totals lean. Lean over 9.5 if Gausman struggles early or bullpen leaks. Lean under 9 if both starters settle and control flows. Best betting tactics. 1. Lean. Houston ML. Bullpen and home field elevation advantage. 2. Prop play. Guerrero TB over 1.5. High volume barrailer versus higher contact. 3. Team total. Astros TT over 5.5, pays off as complementary to ML lean. SGP, parlay strategy. Balanced build. Astros ML plus Guerrero TB over plus under 9 total. Supports run damp small ball flow. Power stack. Astros TT over plus Abreu hour, small plus Brown over Ks. Explosive potential with moderate risk. High upside ladder. Astros minus 1.5 plus Guerrero hour plus over 10 total. Big reward if bombs fly and control breaks. First inning. Brown stamps quick 3 up down, then Bradley mashes slider for 430-foot bomb. Astros strike fast. Gausman battles through early counts, but Alvarez doubles into gap for RBI. Mid-game. Blue Jays counter via Guerrero gap shot, now fans ride high. Octane turns in 5th as Guardians pen shakes. Houston loads the bases, gets pressure, and pushes insurance. Final innings. Astros pen slams the door. Props tied to Guerrero and team total cash big. The Chicago Cubs travel to face the Atlanta Braves. In a matchup where every run matters for playoff seeding and palatable value, starter info sets the stage. Cubs send out Cade Horton, 9-4. Approximately 2.80 ERA, a blazing fireballer with above-average K potential and recent form that's elite. The Braves counter with Spencer Strider, 5-12, approximately 4.95 ERA, a strikeout dynamo whose raw arsenal can dominate when his command is top, but struggle when misses add up. This sets a classic power strikeout collision, Horton's control versus Strider's ceiling. Bullpen leverage. Cubs bullpen enters as more consistent in leverage situations. Trusted setup arms get inherited runners, and their closer, if available, locks down late frames. Atlanta's pen shines under fire when healthy, boasting power arms, but inconsistent usage this season has shown cracks, especially in the 7th inning. Hedge your lean based on who exits after 5. If Strider leaves early, Cubs pen may crumble, but the Braves still carry closing edge. Offensive and analytical matchups. Cubs. Leaning on high barrel bats like Nico Horner and Seiya Suzuki, with a center order that grinds counts. Their WRC plus against righties in road settings is elevated, carrying offense despite inconsistent production. Braves. Feature a core of hard contact sluggers, Matt Olson, Marcell Ozuna, and speedy gap bats. Absolute launch angle precision. Atlanta sits top 5 in ops and ISO, especially at home in late games. Market and totals context. Books open Braves ML around minus 130, Cubs around plus 110, with totals near 8.5 runs. Sharp money typically exerts pressure on team totals based on bullpen health, but over-under action often rides first 3 innings traffic lines. If Horton struggles, live over vigor appears fast. Player prop angles. Strider over 6.5 kiloseconds. Explosive if his heater finds zones, even in this league. Horton under 5.5 kiloseconds. Fadeable if elevated pitch count early. Olson over 1.5 total bases. Consistent long ball supplier, especially versus RHP misses. Suzuki over 1.5 total bases. Contact rate plus launch distance combo. Braves team total over 4.5, high upside if Cubs starter falters or pen usage builds. Totals lean. Lean under 9 if Horton and Strider both execute frames clean, flip to over 9 if either starter loses control or pen instability surfaces. Best betting picks. 1. Braves ML, moderate lean, power and familiarity in clutch environment. 2. Prop play. Olson TB over 1.5, low variance, high ROI. 3. Team total. Braves TT over 4.5, aggressive team, consistent value. SGP, parlay builds. Safe SGP. Braves ML plus Olson TB over plus under 9 total, solid balance. Value stack. Braves TT over plus Strider over Ks plus Suzuki TB over, high leverage across offensive power and pitcher control. High variance parlay. Braves minus 1.5 plus Olson hour plus over 10 total, big pay if game pops early and power sparks. First inning. Strider mows Cruz down with heaters. Olsen responds with a line drive double off the wall. Braves strike first. Mid-game. Horton battles, but Braves rally via solo shot and drag bunt RBI. Braves control momentum. 7th. Strider exits. Cubs pen enters with pressure. Braves add crooked runs. Final frame. Braves closer locks. Props tied to Olsen and team total cash. If the opposite happens, Cubs catch stray fastball, late rally, one small hedge TB prop saves partial payout. A rejuvenated Chicago White Sox take on the Tampa Bay Rays, one of the run-scoring powers in the AL. Confirmed starters frame the narrative. Liam Hendriks, 6-4, 3.75 ERA, stands for the Sox, leaning on sinker changes and efficiency, having regained his slider's late life. On the other side, Shane McClanahan, 11-6, 3.45 ERA, starts for the Rays, a premium strikeout arm with bleeding-edge velocity, expert sequencing, and elite whiff rates. This is pitch volatility clash. Hendriks hopes to stay low pitch, McClanahan chases swing and miss. Bullpen comparison. Tampa's bullpen remains one of MLB's best. Polidor and Fairbanks combine for elite high-leverage execution, relying on strikeout power and deception. Chicago's pen is improving but still uneven in high-pressure frames, making road late innings a risk. This tilt gives Tampa control in tight spots. If Hendriks slips early, the Sox pen might crack. If McClanahan exits early, Chicago's offense may exploit any Rays bullpen leak. Offense and analytics check. White Sox. Leaning on in-form bats like Luis Robert Jr., Andrew Vaughn, and Yoan Moncada. Their WRC plus has shot up in recent weeks thanks to improved plate discipline and launch angles. They can score in bursts versus lefties and righties alike. Rays. Deep and balanced. Yandy Diaz, Randy Arozarena, Brandon Lowe anchor a TOP3 AL offense in WRC plus. Their run creation on the road is consistent, thanks to plate discipline and extra base efficiency. Trop swings slightly suppress homers but grease doubles and pressure. Market and total tilt. Books show Rays ML at around -160, White Sox +140, with totals around 8.5 runs. Public money rides Tampa's offense and striking starters, but sharp angles typically sit in props and team totals. If Hendriks misses early, look for White Sox team total over or run line shifts. Player prop edges. McClanahan over 8.5 kiloseconds, strikeout furnace versus moderate tier contact. Hendriks under 5.5 kiloseconds, fade angle if line is too snug. Luis Robert Jr., over 1.5 total bases, power contact hybrid at top of lineup. Yandy Diaz anytime HR, plus value slugger with clutch upside. Rays team total over 4.5, home power plus bullpen tilt gives sharp sweet spot. Totals lean. Lean over 9 if first 3 innings show traffic or bullpen turnover. Lean under 9 if both starters cruise into later frames. Top betting picks. 1. Lean. Rays team total over 4.5 plus odds consistent production and self-feeding offensive machine. 2. Prop. McClanahan over K's 8.5, high strikeout ceiling. 3. ML. Rays ML, small, starter plus lineup plus pen alignment is tighter. SGP, parlay ideas. Balanced SGP. Rays ML plus team total over 4.5 plus McClanahan K's over, strong performance stack. Value build. Rays TT over plus Robert Jr. TB over plus under 9 total, overlaps offense plus contact. High risk parlay. Rays ML plus Diaz hour plus over 10 total, big juice for big hitter bursts. First inning. McClanahan dominates with 2 kiloseconds. Diaz drops a 420-foot double for run. Hendriks answers with a Moncada double and Vaughn single, tie game. Mid-game. McClanahan maintains groove, Zimmerman adds insurance via homer. Hendricks trips in the 5th, leaves with glasses on pitch count. Chicago's pen gives up crooked runs in pen change, Tampa's bullpen holds tight. Late innings. Tampa adds 1 via hit and run double. Rays win 5-2, props tied to McClanahan and team total cash. On the diamond tonight, 2 potent offenses clash in one of MLB's most hitter-friendly parks. The San Diego Padres send Joe Musgrove 9-6, 3.72 ERA, 132 Ks, to the bump, banking on command, sinking movement, and control in high-heat air. Across the plate, Hunter Green 8-8, 4.11 ERA, 176 Ks, takes his flamethrower arsenal to Cincinnati, high upside, high variance, elite strikeout potential, and prone to wild misses. It's a duel of consistency versus volatility, with Coors-style launch angles in play at GABP. Bullpen dynamics. San Diego's bullpen sits in the middle of the league in terms of discipline and inherited run prevention, reliable but not dominant. Cincinnati's pen, however, remains a boatload of talent. De La Cruz, Stevenson, Sims, with whiff rate heat and the ability to grind late frames. Despite inconsistencies, their depth gives them a real advantage if Green exits early or Musgrove is knocked out. Offense and analytics. Padres. Power core led by Manny Machado, Juan Soto, and productive contact from Renato Nunez and Jurickson Profar. Their combined WRC plus versus righties at GABP has spiked, making home run props and TB props live. Reds. Surprise offensive surge led by Elly De La Cruz, 23 HR, 60 SB TJ Friedl, and Spencer Steer, speed-power hybrid attack that thrives in contact play environments. Their WRC plus at home ranks top 10, giving them inherent power potential. Market and total overview. Books typically open Padres ML-130, Reds +110, with a towering total set at 10. Public biases to Reds home fireworks drive bet flow, sharp money dives into strikeout props and team totals for value. Player prop highlights. Green over 8.5 kiloseconds, elite upside if his curve lands and fastball stays live. Musgrove under 5.5 kiloseconds, fadeable if location is off early, line may be inflated. Elly De La Cruz TB over 1.5, speed plus power combo, ideal screwball with contact overload. Machado anytime HR, launch angle meets GABP. Ceiling, huge ROI if ball stays elevated. Padres team total over 5.5, underrated. If Green walks traffic, Padres can bail him out. Totals lean over 10.5 if Green loses the zone early or Musgrove exits early. Lean under 10 only if both starters gobble up 6+ innings with sub 3. Key betting angles. Primary lean. Reds ML, small to moderate, home power and bullpen depth. Prop play. Green over 8.5 kiloseconds, standout strikeout ceiling for big return. Team total. Padres over 5.5 live line if Green looks shaky. SGP, parlay blueprints. Balanced SGP. Reds ML plus Green Ks over plus De La Cruz TB over. Value stack. Padres TT over plus Machado hour tiny plus under 11 total, contrarian sweet spot. High juice parlay. Reds ML plus De La Cruz hour plus Green 10 plus Ks plus over 11.5 total, small stake, massive green room potential. Early frames. Green strikes out Friedl, then De La Cruz launches a double into left. He later steals home in second for early lead. Musgrove holds 6 with 2 earned allowed, but Fangraphs style pressure builds. Machado responds with a dong off the 3rd inning, Padres tie. Green hangs 9th pitch in the 5th to Nunez, Padres walk off a 2-run blast. Green leaves at 90 pitches. Reds pen offers control, Padres answer via contact. Late frames. De La Cruz adds a triple off the wall, hits roll. Final rally. Padres close to tie. Bullpen keeps them off. Reds walk off 7-5. Props tied to De La Cruz and Reds ML cash big. This late-night interleague showdown pitches craft versus electric stuff under the Seattle night sky. Logan Gilbert, 4-6, 3.69 ERA, takes the hill for Seattle, a polished righty with stable strikeout control and efficient command. His workhorse profile gives momentum to Mariners' lean lines. Opposing him, Michael McGreevy, 6-3, 4.81 ERA, starts for St. Louis. A young righty with recent form heating up but still walking a tightrope with control. The story: veteran consistency versus developing fire, on a field that magnifies both contact and power. Bullpen leverage. Seattle's bullpen is a mixed bag. Top relievers like Munoz and Brash available, but middle relief remains shaky. The Cardinals traded some bullpen talents at the deadline and now lean on a defense-first approach. In close games, that's a sniff of opportunity for Seattle. If they score early, the pen battle tilts, especially with T-Mobile's neutralizing effect on dingers. Offense and analytics. Mariners rely on prime power from Julio Rodriguez, hot-hitting Josh Naylor, and Cal Raleigh with his massive HR count. T-Mobile isn't Coors, but Dallas-style altitude helps extra base connection. Cardinals bring newfound offense from Ivan Herrera, 124 WRC+, reliable RBI man Wilson Contreras, returning from a short suspension, and upside from youngsters, though overall they've underperformed this year. Market and total parlay. Early lines list Mariners as -210 megaliters favorites, with the OU hovering near 7.5 runs. Sharp trends lean toward the under. T-Mobile suppresses scoring occasionally, and backs Seattle's full package value. Insights-backed prop plays. Logan Gilbert over 6.5 kiloseconds, reliable control and upswing from bat missing margin. McGreevy under 5.5 kiloseconds, fade rookie exposure when control is in question. Julio Rodriguez anytime HR, Seattle power meets skyline medium environment. Contreras over 1.5 total bases, breakout slugger returning, value pricing. Mariners team total over 4.5, strong bet if Watson or bullpen tilts early. Totals lean under 8 when Gill threads needles, lean over 8 if early traffic and bullpen gaps appear, match flow dictates. Best bets. 1. Mariners ML, moderate lean, veteran starter. Home context, offensive matchups. 2. Prop. Julio Rodriguez HR, high tide value, especially if weather or radar favors fly balls. 3. Team. Total. Mariners over 4.5, consistent expectation on offense and control. SGP, parlay strategies. Balanced builder. Mariners ML plus Julio hour plus under 9 total. Blending offense with control. Value stack. Mariners TT over plus Gilbert over Ks plus Contreras TB over. Lineup firepower meets control leverage. High reward parlay. Mariners -1.5 plus Julio hour plus over 9 total. Explosive outcome possibility. First inning. Gilbert locks quick Ks. Julio sails a fly double. Naylor brings in run with clean swing. Mid-game, McGreevy stays alive with soft contact splits, but bullpen enters early. Mariners explode. Double by Raleigh, ground rule 2 for Rodriguez. Final innings. Bullpen gridlock. Contreras bangs a double as a highlight, but Mariners hold fast. Final. 6-2 Mariners. Props and parlay edges cash based on power control script. Fire and altitude. That's the headline for Dodgers vs. Rockies at Dodger Stadium, and tonight's matchup reads like a slow burn thriller that detonates in the late innings. The probable starters set the tone. The Dodgers hand the ball to Bobby Miller, a big-armed rookie whose heater and slider profile scream swing and miss, while the Rockies counter with Ryan Feltner, a righty who's shown glimpses of life but whose contact-heavy results and inflated home runs allowed make him a live target in any hitter-friendly park. Those two names are the linchpin for everything that follows, whether this becomes a pitcher's duel or a racket fest. Miller's ceiling is enormous. Plus velo, a swing and miss breaking ball, and the kind of deception that creates K-props you can trust. But Coors, even at Dodger Stadium when the Rockies are on the mound, is still a park that rewards run creation, and Feltner's season numbers show volatility, walks, balls in play that turn into runs. That volatility is exactly what sharp bettors salivate over. If Miller lands his slider and keeps the ball down, he'll run innings and spoil the Rockies' small ball rallies. If he misses, the Rockies will not need many mistakes to tag him for crooked innings. Bullpens will decide the late frames. Los Angeles carries a stout late core, high strikeout rates, stingy inherited runner prevention, and a proven closer who can turn a one-run game into a locked box. Colorado's pen, meanwhile, is the weak link. Higher ERA, more homers allowed in relief, and inconsistent matchup arms that hand advantage back to any opponent that forces early removals. In practice, if Miller goes 6 clean, the Dodgers should win comfortably. If he departs early, Colorado's bat-happy profile makes the over pop quickly because the Rockies will attack Mavericks in the bullpen groove. Offensive matchups favor the Dodgers in depth and the Rockies in volatility. Los Angeles packs upstairs damage, Mookie's barrel rate, Ohtani's two-way thump, Freeman's gap power, and a lineup that makes opposing staffs pay for mistakes. Colorado is home park dependent but still fields hitters who can explode in a single inning. Hard contact, aggressive launch angles, and a roster that turns mistakes into multiple extra base hits. The smart angle is to pair a starter-centric play with team total or total base props. Hedge the starter with a TB prop if the line is juiced for an all-in on the ML. Player props I like, and why. Bobby Miller over 5.5 Ks. He misses bats and will see the heart of the Rockies order early. Price this if it's under 6.5. Ryan Feltner under 5.5 IP. Run prevention is shaky and early contact can push his pitch count. Small contrarian play. Shohei Ohtani anytime HR. The Dodgers launch wonder loves mistakes in the zone. Against a Rockies staff prone to hanging cutters, this is high upside. Mookie Betts over 1.5 total bases, consistent barrel contact machine. Good if you want a lower variance leg. Dodgers team total over 5.5. If Feltner is hittable and the Rockies pen is weak, LA piles runs late. Totals and where the market will wiggle. Early books will sit the total around 9 to 11 given Coors era expectations. I'm eyeing over 10 if Feltner's velocity or command shows regression in warm-ups, or if the Dodgers stack a lefty-righty split advantage. Conversely, take the under if Miller's warm-up shows plus movement and the Dodgers lineup has a low-power look, benching signs, day off for a slugger. Watch first pitch velocity and final lineups. Those two micro signals often flip totals before puck drop. Best bets size this way. Primary, moderate, Bobby Miller over 5.5 kiloseconds. He's the highest EV single prop here. Anchor, small, mod, Dodgers ML. Depth plus bullpen plus park control favor LA unless injury, lineup changes say otherwise. Hedge, small, Feltner under 5.5 IP. Cheap contrarian hedge that pays well if he gets knocked early. SGP, Parlay Constructions, correlation aware. Conservative SGP. Dodgers ML plus Miller over 5.5 Ks plus bets 1 plus hit. Anchors on LA control and a safe contact leg. Balanced build. Dodgers TT over 5.5 plus Ohtani anytime hour, tiny plus Miller over Ks. Exploits the matchup and parkside scoring. High upside parlay. Dodgers minus 1.5 plus Ohtani hour plus over 10.5 total. Small ticket for big payoff if Coors style runs erupt. Game flow narrative how it probably plays out. Miller aims his heater, gets 2 quick Ks in the first, and the Dodgers strike early with a Betts single and Ohtani hammer to left. Scoreboard 2-0. Feltner scrambles, loads a couple of innings with traffic, and the Rockies squeeze 2 via a double and a sac fly. Mid-game. Miller grooves through 5 but exits around 90 pitches with 8 kiloseconds. Dodgers' pen takes over and keeps the pressure. Late innings. Colorado's relievers cough up a crooked inning or two. LA pads the lead in the under. Over dynamics shift from punting the under to cashing multiple TB props. Alternately, if Miller leaves after 3 with a blown pitch count, the Rockies' pen explodes and the game becomes a shootout. That's why I ladder TB props and keep parlay sizes tiny unless you get favorable juice. Sizing and risk management. Keep single prop stakes moderate, 1-3% of roll, and parlays conservative. For SGPs, anchor with 1 high confidence starter or team total and add 1 lower variance bat. If you're stacking 3 or more high variance legs, HR plus multiple starters over, under, size tiny, those outcomes are attractive but low probability. So, which way are you going to play it? Stick with the public favorites and risk falling into the same trap as everyone else, or take the sharp angles and get ahead of the market. Drop your best bet for September 10th in the comments, hit that like button if you caught any edges from this breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the hidden truth behind the odds. Because on this channel, we don't just predict games, we expose the traps before they catch you.